A recent Channel 4 UK investigation has exposed the dark side of the Shein fashion labels business. As reported by The Cut, Channel 4 sent staff to secretly record film inside 2 Guangzhou facilities that produce clothing for this fast fashion company. The secret investigation has gathered shocking information about Shein's labor exploitation in the fashion industry. At one factory, Channel 4 found that workers receive a base salary of about $556, or 4,000 yuan per month, and make 500 pieces of clothing daily. However, the first month's paycheck is withheld. In another factory, workers also receive only 4 cents for each item. Workers at both factories work up to 18 hours daily, and only get 1 day off per month. They also face strict product requirements. For example, they will be fined 2/3 of their daily wage if they make a mistake on a clothing item. The Shein brand has been accused of illegal labor practices over the past few years. Instead of explaining their behavior, Shein told Business Insider in the past, "Any non-compliance with this code is dealt with swiftly, and we will terminate partnerships that do not meet our standards." Besides poor working conditions, Shein has repeatedly been criticized for high levels of toxic chemicals in their products, copying designs off independent designers, and mishandling customer data. However, the low price still helps the brand win the hearts of Gen Z. According to The Cut, Shein remains one of the largest fast fashion companies in the world, with a valuation higher than Zara and H&M combined.
I like to say that China is a home away from home. What started as a growing market some 15, 20 years ago, and it was more about being present in the market and capturing the market, has grown into a 360-degree play. I mean, we have massively, with our joint venture partner, built up our production footprint. We are building our R&D capabilities in the Chinese market. We quite recently opened a whole new R&D tech center in Beijing. We're building another R&D digital hub in Shanghai for intelligent connected vehicle. So we're increasing our footprint in China for China, but also in China for the world. So we intend to keep on investing and take this opportunity to grow. And we're sitting on an unusually high order backlog because we've had good demand, but have been constrained by the semiconductor situation. And we have been working with the chip makers, with the wafer fabs to see now, how can we solve this structural challenge? And a lot of investment is going in. There is some lead time, obviously, to that investment. So the semiconductor shortages will definitely be with us throughout this year, and they will also bleed into next year. We can see that there have been moves by the United States, also in Europe, to create more semiconductor production also locally in those regions. It's something that we welcome, but let's not forget, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of chips in a vehicle like this. So to believe that we're going to regionalize and decouple from any global dependencies, I think that's an illusion. But I think cooperation is the best way forward for economic growth. So in the short term, this is mainly a European and German challenge. And it is the dependency on natural gas that we have been looking at. And we have now taken measures that we can reduce our demand for natural gas as an energy source by at least 50% for Mercedes, while keeping operations fully operational. So the mid to long-term strategy is decarbonization.
Let me say it again, so it is clear. I was dropped into the consulate. I did not attempt to enter the consulate.
10月19号，旅英港人鲍不成公开向媒体讲述遭到中领馆官员殴打的过程。他明确表示，他是被领馆人员拖进领事馆的院内，而不是像北京声称的非法进入领事馆。
The attack only stopped when a man who turned out to be a uniformed officer from the Greater Manchester Police, pulled me outside the gates.
把抗议的港人拉进领馆殴打，就是跨境绑架。它不仅触犯了英国法律，也是对英国主权的严重侵犯，同时也违反了1963年联合国维也纳领事关系公约。
鲍勃随后被送到医院接受治疗，而对鲍勃陈进行拳打脚踢、撕扯头发的领事馆人员，正是中共驻曼彻斯特总领事郑熙元。事后，郑熙元在接受天空新闻采访时，先是吞吞吐吐否认了攻击的事实。而当记者拿出现场照片时，郑熙元的回答再次刷新了国际社会对中共战狼外交的认知。
The man is because he's abused my country, my leader. I think it's my duty
to pull his hair.
Yeah, I think it's any diplomats.
撕扯抗议者的头发根本就不是领馆的职责，这个总领事连领事的职权都不知道。领事的职权是保护和服务在他所派驻的那个国家的本国公民，他没有任何权利可以破坏这个派驻国的公民和居民的权利，包括抗议的权利和言论自由。
敢于斗争是中国外交的精神品格。
10月20号，在中共20大的第4场记者会上，外交部副部长马朝旭抛出一番斗争言论，直接回应了曼彻斯特中领馆打人事件，将中共战狼外交的真实面目展现给了全世界。
这才是中共外交官的本性。平时他们会伪装，到关键时候就露出真面目了。他们并不在乎国家形象，而是自己在党魁面前的形象。他们捍卫的是党的利益、党魁的利益，不是民族国家利益。
新唐人记者瑞丽纽约采访报道。
A forest of saxaul trees on the edge of a desert in China's Inner Mongolia not only prevents the encroachment of the desert, but also helps boost incomes for local residents.
阿拉善早期呢提出了100万亩搜索肉虫人产业基地建设，是2010年提出的。当时呢是主要就是针对一个是生态建设的需要，第二个是针对农牧民退牧还林还草之后的再就业的问题，提高农牧民收入。12年我们把这些搜索技术成功之后呢，农牧民自发的就开始种搜索。
15年、16年啥不干，当时就推广了，种的这个搜索就成林了吧，我就开始种点葱茸，我是将近8000多亩葱茸，春秋2季能收个7、8万、8、9万吧。过去好多人都在外面呢，一看搜索种起个各方面好了，人都回来，都个盖房子，哪家种个1000亩、2000亩葱茸，我们这个10几户人家全部几乎富起来了。
The saxaul forest has benefited more than 10,000 local farmers and herders, with their average income boosted by 10,000 to 20,000 yuan.
Since the outbreak of the COVID pandemic in China, there have been many incidents due to the secondary effects of strict lockdowns and pandemic control by authorities. Recently, a viral video of a teenage girl's family member reporting indifference to treating patients in COVID quarantine caused a stir among Chinese people. Footage shared by her aunt shows a girl lying in bed in a quarantine site, convulsing violently. But the epidemic prevention personnel didn't care. There were only her family members around the bed. They put water bags on her to cool her down. The aunt said the girl had a fever on October 16th, and the family had been asking for medical help, but none came. Her condition gradually worsened, and she was convulsing violently. Finally, after many requests, the girl was taken to the number 4 hospital of Ruzhou City, Hunan, at 7 p.m. on October 17th for emergency treatment, but she died the next day. The aunt said the girl lost her life due to a delay in treatment and called on everyone to pay attention to this issue. As reported by Sing Tao, the video has attracted the attention of netizens, and many people have called on the Ruzhou authorities to give an explanation. However, this news became sensitive during the critical week of China's 20th Party Congress. As a result, there are no reports from the official media about the case. In addition, hashtags such as Ruzhou Girl Dies Unexpectedly and Ruzhou Girl Dies in Quarantine were censored. On October 10th and 17th, Zhengzhou, which is in the province of Henan, upgraded its COVID measures. Some people accused the government of hiding the epidemic's true extent, as many people were forced into quarantine. Fangzang shelter hospitals were full, and patients were even left quarantined on the side of the road. Only 3 new cases were found in Zhengzhou last Sunday, October 16th, but the city was shut down the very next day under China's ominous zero-COVID policy. Businesses were closed, and residents were not allowed to leave home, and had to take a COVID test for 3 days in a row. Local netizens put up a video showing an empty airport and subway during the day. There are also images showing some intersections in Zhengzhou blocked by iron plates. Officials said that the number of cases didn't go up during the day, but they secretly put people in quarantine on a series of buses at night. Residents of Zhengzhou say that silent management has been rolled out in some places. The longest was 10 days, while the rest were 5 or 6. Last Saturday, October 15th, all communities were closed, and residents could only go out to buy things every 2 days. There are only a few cases in the area, but the control measures have been constantly upgraded. People questioned whether the officials concealed the pandemic situation. A video showed the Zhengzhou epidemic was much worse than anyone had thought. As the Fangzang shelter hospitals are overwhelmed, many confirmed COVID patients even had nowhere to quarantine. They were forced to stay temporarily on the roadside, waiting for a transfer. One netizen's father was even quarantined on the roadside for 2 days. This bizarre makeshift quarantine spot is very common in China during the pandemic. In a video posted online, there are many circles marked by white powder on a rural road. A lot of people were stuck in each circle. This is being used as a temporary quarantine site. Netizens said this is a modern version of painting the ground as a prison, and asked whether or not the government is treating its citizens like humans. It's not just in the countryside. In China's various big cities, such prison-like temporary quarantine sites can be seen everywhere, albeit more sophisticated.